Hello, my Zentangle friends. Today I am doing day 19, and today's pattern is Molygon by Zentangle Incorporated. And I am Barbara Langston, Certified Zentangle Teacher. And I have received some wonderful comments on my videos, and I appreciate that so much. I was just all smiles this morning after reading some of them. And thank you. I'm very happy that you are enjoying the videos. Molygon is a pattern that was created by Maria, and it's based on a polygon, and she called it a two-sided polygon. And it's basically the shape kind of like a crescent moon. And I'm going to make mine kind of big because I want to put something inside of it. And one of the things that Maria says is as you do this, you're going to start, and we're going to try to keep about the same distance away from this. So this kind of an aura, and then just come out and make your second little Molygon. And when I first started doing this, I thought I had to round each corners, but you don't. Some people do, others don't. I'm just going to keep going around with this one to begin with, and I'm going to go kind of slow until I get about 3/4, and then come out and make mine kind of big. Turn my tile, and I'm going to go a little bit slow because I don't always do so well on my auras. And then come from that side and bring it around. I don't do perfect, so it's not a perfect crescent moon. The shapes don't have to exactly match. I saw one of these done in a circle like this, and I thought it was really pretty. They don't all have to be the exact same size. Like I say, try to keep these about the same distance. Mine are not exactly the same, but they're close. And then just going to make this last one fit inside here. And come around. So there's the very basics of Molygon. That one's done in a circle. And then you could just come out here and start another one, having your aura be about the same distance. Okay, this time I'm going to start here, bring it around. Keep doing that same thing. You can just let it keep getting smaller. So here I'm just going to come a little bit around the center. Okay. And I could continue to do that in any direction. I like how you can make them curve around. Whoop, one came out a little bit. Okay, so just keep kind of turning your tile, bring it around. And there's an interesting story with how she named it, Molygon. She had been at the kitchen table with her two daughters, Martha and Molly, and they had been playing with different ideas for this pattern. Rick had been upstairs and Molly left. And when he came downstairs, he opened the door and first thing he said was, "Molly gone?" Martha said, "That's it. That's it. That's the name. We'll call it Molygon." So just a little tidbit on how they came up with that name. See how you can just keep getting smaller and smaller. Pretty cool. That one looks kind of odd going off in that direction, but just to show you that you can. You could come around and add a Molygon around each side. This can be a great filler for any area. Okay, so for these that have a nice size, there are so many things that you could put inside of this. Let's go to this one. I'm going to switch to brown. So now I have my brown micron 01, and I'm going to put an aura. It's one of the reasons I made these kind of big. Just going to make an aura inside of here. And one of the things that Maria likes to do is to put orbs. So you can fill these. Smush your little orbs in there and then fill in those. Let's do that again on this one. And I'm just going to show you several different ideas for how I have filled mine. Kind of looks like a smile. Okay, so there's a couple of ideas for ways to fill that. One of the things that I like to do is to add, I'm going to go to this side, and Printemps is one of my mac and cheese tangles. I use it a lot. I like putting it as a background filler around some of my tangles. I have a light gray pen. This is a tan tile, but I do have a light gray pen, and on a white tile, I'll take that light gray marker and put Printemps around the outside. It's really pretty. Anyway, here we go. This is one of the ways that you could put Printemps. Or you could just put several small Printemps in here. If you have the Mosaic app, Maria, in one of her kitchen table tangles, does, I think it's an articulated Molygon, super detailed. I don't do details that well, but hers is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, so there is another way to put printemps. And I'm just going to put one more down here. Oop, oh, I got kind of wiggly. Okay, so there we go with printemps. You could, let's see, let's go to this one. I'm going to put petals inside, similar to flux. Put a little one down here. Okay, and then I'm going to fill in the little spaces. Okay, and I like to put just one little slick of the pen inside each of these little petals. So there's one with petals inside. I have seen it with flux done in a line. So I'm going to divide it down the center first. And then I'm just going to put flux on each side of that line. So many different ways that you could fill this with your favorite patterns. You could fill it with Knight's Bridge, would give it some real drama. Okay, so there's flux. Let's see what else I had. Oh, okay. There's, let's do this over here. I'm going to put like a crescent moon down here, this end, and then the same thing down on this end. It's really got a pointed end. That's okay. And then I'm going to put some auras in each direction. And when they meet in the center, I'm going to fill that in again. And then you could just continue to do that. Add your arms. It's cool. Is there? You could actually fill it with crescent moon if you make them big enough. You can add Shattuck. Let's do this over here. Now I'm going to put a dark spot at the beginning of my Shattuck. Or Shattuck. I'm not sure. People call it different things. I call it Shattuck. And get down to the bottom to fill that in. Just adding that little bit of drama makes a difference. Okay. And these would go this way. So there you have it with Shattuck or Shattuck. This one is Knase, which is snake, kind of scrambled. And I think I'll leave that one. So on this side, I'm going to add an aura, fill it in. So any pattern that you can do small, you can use Molygon as a grid, or reticula, means basically the same thing, and fill it. Let's go ahead and do this. Fill it with patterns that you like. Just play with it. Just do what if I did this. So we'll go ahead and put an aura, but in these, this side, I'm going to fill this aura with little squiggly lines. And this is Knase. Okay, so you could just put little auras from one side to the next. Let's do that one more time. Sometimes it helps if you see more than one together. Okay. Trying to see if I had any other ideas. Okay, I do have one that I had done with Knight's Bridge in my sketchbook. So let's do that here. So I'm going to try my best to draw a line straight down the center. Yeah, the nice thing about doing these videos is that it has made me do a lot of research to see what other people have done, so I can show you some good ideas. Occasionally I come up with a unique idea of my own, but it's a rare occasion. I like to see what other people have done, ideas that they've come up with, and sometimes I can vary those a little bit. But it has been fun to do this and to share it with you guys on a daily basis. So I have definitely learned a lot. I'm doing better on editing my videos. Okay. Trying to do this quickly so you don't have to watch me for too long. But on the bright side, you can, at least on my YouTube, increase the speed where you're watching. Okay, so there's one with Knightsbridge. And then one similar to what I did here. Let's do this one over here. I did the end and fill it in. A sampler of Molygon fill-ins. And then I'm finding the center. Bring that around. And if you look at the one that Maria did, where she did such detail in the articulated one, oh my gosh, crazy amount of detail and color in some of her examples. So that's looking pretty cool. So I think you get the idea that there are different ways that you can do Molygon. Again, when you're adding new ones, just try to keep them about the same distance apart and have fun with it. You can fill your whole tile. You can put this inside other shapes. You could, if you did it the same size, do a border, do a ribbon, all kinds of fun things. There you go. That's Molygon. Okay, so I finished the first part of that video and realized that I didn't give you any tips for shading this. So I'm starting a little bit of another video. I want to show you a couple of tips. This is a tortillon that I use just for when I'm using the white chalk. And it's getting a little blunt at the end. This is a large paper clip. I have lengthened one side of it. And if you can see, I have pushed that through and made that pointed again. But it's also a little bit dirty. It looks like I have run it over a little bit of black. And one way that you can clean your tortillons is with a nail file. And this one has a little bit of stuff on it, so it looks like it's not cleaning it very well. But anyway, there's two tips for you. That helped a little bit. Okay, so the way I'm going to start with this on shading it, since these all meet in the middle, I'm going to add some graphite here in the center. And then I'm just going to kind of soften that, coming out in this towards each one of these little crescent shapes. Okay. You could, on each of these, like where I have the, excuse me, the printemps, put a little bit of shading inside in each of these. Turn my pencil so I can get that exactly where I want it. And then just lightly soften it because I want to keep it with no graphite there in the center. And then you can come back with your graphite, with the white charcoal. Sorry, it's been a long day. I did the first part of the video in the morning before the grandkids come, and then doing this. Okay, so I have put the graphite along the edges and then use the white charcoal in the center. I'll show you again. So a little bit. And I would probably do that on all of these. This is a cream colored tile. When I was buying paper to cut my own tiles, I bought that one, a sheet of it, just to see what I thought. And it's fine, but I haven't bought that again. I would rather stay with the color that is closer to what the original Zentangle tiles are, which is the white. Okay, just add a little bit on each side of these. And then soften them with your tortillon. And then add a little bit of the white inside of those. And you can use your tortillon, or you can just kind of brush it a little bit. That's what I tend to do. I would probably put a little bit of graphite at the center of this one. And then bring a little bit into each one of those petals with flux. I always like to add a little bit of graphite at the bottom of petals like this, and then soften it. So I would probably continue like I've done here and just add some shading along each of these. You could put a little bit of shading along this line to separate where you had this original pattern, and soften that out. Okay, another thing, if you're going to add shading like on something like this, don't put the graphite on top of where you've filled this in with your micron, because it's just going to dull it. Instead, just add a little bit on the area that does not have that. And again, if you wanted, and you could put a tiny bit on top of the black and then just soften it. So there's some ideas for how you could shade this. Sorry, I forgot it at the beginning. I'm old. That happens. All right. Thanks again. It's been fun showing you how to do Molygon. And tomorrow is Hollis, and that's one of my most favorite mac and cheese tangles. Thanks again. I'll see you next time. Bye.